Hey everybody, this is Rich Hanlin, Crypto Rich, as I like to throw it out there to the crypto world. And this is Crypto Closers. Hey, today I'm just going to bring some updated news to you to see if you're aware of some of these different things that are going on. But I wanted to jump in and share my screen and basically see if I can't get 5 or 6 current events out to you today that you need to be aware of. If you're paying attention to the price of Bitcoin per CNBC, Bitcoin drifts back under 65,000 for the first time in more than a month. Should we be concerned? Typically not. If you're paying attention to Bitcoin on a long-term scale, if you're watching it, it's like the bouncing elephant. It's a very volatile bouncing elephant going up and down all the time. But definitely we have been in a great format for a while as far as from a trading or purchasing standpoint. If you're always looking for small pullbacks, hey, yeah, $5,000 versus 70,000 Bitcoin, you could pick up a little bit more. But I think the biggest thing and what we're going to see here in a minute is it's just a good time to get in. Now, this is not investment advice by any means. I do not give out investment advice. I am a average Joe who's basically been in crypto since 2017, December 2017. I hold crypto. I hold the top 20 coins, pretty much always trying to dollar cost average in. So the highs and lows don't bother me. Either you believe in it or you don't. I would tell you personally, crypto has been the best investment for me since I entered the market December 2017. So let's take a look and see what we're talking about here. By the dip, Bitcoin price drops to a new 1-month low of $64,000. So I think this is coming up along the line. We know that crypto goes up. We know it goes down. We know it can be very volatile. The question is when to get in. When do you want to get into crypto? My wife and I have retirement accounts. I'm self-employed, so I do a lot of things in lump sums. She is a W-2 employee, and she puts money away into retirement on a bi-monthly basis per check. I guess she's paid every other Friday, so 26 times a year. I've compared our returns over the time that we've been invested. Now I'm 57 years old. We're talking, this has been going on for a long time. But if I compare our returns, me putting lump sums in once a year, right before I do my taxes, her doing consistent amounts, which would be more dollar cost averaging. I find that in our case, it's very similar. Some years I'm a little ahead of her. Some years she's a little ahead of me. Maybe that's not what you wanted to hear, but I know with crypto, and I guess even with my wife and I, our retirement, the thing that you have to understand is either you're in the game or you're not in the game. And if you haven't gotten in the game, you will get 0 out of 0. Now, if you're worried that you can't buy a Bitcoin, hey, welcome to the world of expensive items. Do you realize that you can dollar cost average usually like $100? I'm not sure if they'll let you go lower than that, but you can buy like $100, $150 worth of Bitcoin and slowly accumulate. And that is more of my approach into crypto. That way I don't get caught up in a high. I don't get caught up in a low. I just dollar cost average. When is the best time to get into crypto? Right now. If you haven't been in crypto yet, you should have been yesterday. So the question is, why aren't you? What is it you're waiting for? And you'll understand in a minute when I start to show you this. What is the Bitcoin price prediction come 2030, 2040, things like that? And this is out of this month, June 2024. Now, I do not condone any of these in any way. I will never give you a prediction of an exact amount. I'll just tell you that since I've purchased Bitcoin, over time, it has gone up. You have something called scarcity associated with Bitcoin, What I mean by that, there's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created. I think they're down on exchanges to 900,000, and they're not even going to sell all of that. Since the Bitcoin ETFs came into play in January, they are buying up Bitcoin like it's going out of style. Fidelity, BlackRock, ARK, Franklin Templeton. There will not be Bitcoin for purchase. Pretty soon you're going to attempt to purchase some Bitcoin, and you're going to be placed on a waiting list. So let's look at some of these predictions. I think this is kind of crazy. Max Kaiser, he loves Bitcoin. Hey, more power to him, but he thinks by the end of 2024, Bitcoin could be $200,000 per coin. I'm more in the 150,000 to 200,000 range. I'd be very happy with that. Fidelity, are you ready for this? By the year 2038, what's that, 14 years from now? They think that one Bitcoin could be worth $1 billion. Billion with a B as in boy. Hal Finney predicted 22 million per Bitcoin by 2045. I have no idea if these things will come, but I think they're starting to factor in what we call scarcity. But let's take a look at this. Now that Bitcoin halving is in the rearview mirror, this analysis delivers into complexities of past performance and emerging trends to provide readers with a comprehensive understanding of how various industry leaders formulate their price predictions. We'll explore various influences that may determine Bitcoin's price trajectory through 2025, 2030, 2040 by scrutinizing historical data and evaluating potential scenarios. We aim to offer a well-rounded perspective on what the future holds for Bitcoin valuation in the post-halving world. Very quickly, I would point out cryptocurrency hasn't been around long enough for them to chart it like they do. Stocks have been around for 100 years. From an average Joe perspective, it's been my best returning asset or investment since 2017, since I entered the crypto market. Better than real estate, better than my own business. I am diversified into many things, treasury bills to cash value life insurance to individual stocks to ETFs to I have commercial real estate. I have a lot of different things. I've spread myself out wide. I use crypto as just one piece of that overall portfolio. I am not an all-in type of person. I've been burned before in the 2008 crash where I was all in on real estate and I lost my ass when everything pulled back. You cannot put everything into one basket, in my opinion. I do not gamble with my hard-earned money. I take calculated risks that have a, what's the right word? Mathematical probability to give me a good return, as well as you have to look at tax write-offs, things like that. Raoul Pal says it the best. When he looks at crypto, and specifically some of the altcoins, but crypto in general, Bitcoin, things like that, he has been around a long time as, I think he was a Goldman Sachs trader at one time, very well known. But he talks about the trade-off, the risk versus the possibility of return. And he has money in crypto because the trade-off for that is so incredibly high compared to other investments. What you can get in at this point in time versus what the probability of what it will be in the future. Many, many millionaires will be made just because they took a small position into crypto. I'm a big believer that you should hold some type of Bitcoin. I've even seen where one person said that if you could own 1/10 of a Bitcoin, that you will probably end up being a millionaire in the next 15 to 20 years. That's pretty incredible when you think about it. Dollar cost averaging could get you to 1/10 of a Bitcoin pretty easy. But let's talk about this a little more. How hard is it to forecast Bitcoin's price? Using history as a guide, we can run a simulation to forecast 1-year returns using a Monte Carlo simulation. Quick results, average expected price in 1 year is about 144,000, but the average here is not a great indicator. This is the same. Again, these are just people looking at things, running their analysis. Peter Brandt thinks 120,200 per BTC by September of 2025. Now, I like Peter. I would definitely like to see that happen. If it did, many people would be blessed from where they're at right now. That'd be 100% return on your money. Fidelity predicts 1 billion per Bitcoin by 2038 to 2040. 1 billion. God bless them. I hope that happens also. I'd be a very happy camper. If you don't know who Chamamoth, I'm never going to say his name right, but highly intelligent, incredible investor. He's done incredible on stock picks, crypto, things like that. He predicts 500,000 by October 25th, 1 million by 2040 to 2042. I guess my only problem with this one is it's going to go from 65,000 to 500,000 by October of 2025, little over a year and a couple months. But then it's going to take another 5 to 7 years for it to double in price after that. Yeah, I don't know about that part of it. So this one is, to me, is a little stretched. But he is an incredibly intelligent person. And so, again, that's an upward trend. Max Kaiser predicts 200,000 per Bitcoin by the end of 2024. Max Kaiser, he is a Bitcoin maxi, which is fine. He believes in it wholeheartedly more than any other coin. So what is the main trend that you're seeing here? And it's this. Every one of these trends is that the Bitcoin price prediction is going to be incredibly high. I've seen as low as 100% return by the end of 2024 to 100x over the next 10 to 15 years. Should you be dollar cost averaging to get into Bitcoin? Hey, I like that. I just wanted to talk about this today because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people saying things. And investing's scary. Your hard-earned money, you watch it every day. I put money in and I let it ride. I'm a long-term crypto investor. I have never done good at timing the market, getting in and out of the market. I have a full-time job. I'm not a day trader. So I buy and I hold. I would recommend that to anybody, dollar cost averaging as you can, consistently, and enjoy the ride. So, hey, that's my update on Bitcoin. There's a lot going on with a small pullback. We got a lot of people coming out predicting things, a lot of influential people. I mean, these aren't just crazy people. These people are known for their expertise in the market and or their ability to read things, see things. So I'm very impressed by all of these possibilities, but my takeaway as an average Joe, just crypto rich here under Crypto Closers, trying to have a thought process is that it looks like a lot of people, smart people, much smarter than me, feel that crypto is going to go up, especially Bitcoin. This has nothing to do with altcoins, Ethereum, things like that. But Bitcoin itself tends to lead the market and everything follows. As I close out, I want to talk about this. 2 things. Whoops, there it is. I'm a big XRP believer and holder. And boy, if you're not watching this, this is one of the longest lawsuits ever with the SEC. And holders like myself, we're awaiting the ruling for the SEC enforcement steps down. This is crazy. XRP trades in the red on Tuesday as Ripple XRP holders are awaiting developments in the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC, lawsuit against the firm, with the case drawing to a close. The overall direction of legal battle could be about to change as David Hirsch, the U.S. regulator's enforcement lead for the crypto unit, stepped down from his position last week. This has raised concerns in the community regarding future course of the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. In its latest letter on June 15th, the SEC addressed Ripple's request for $10 million in fines, rejecting the possibility of such a penalty, but opening the door to a $102 million settlement, well below the $2 billion initially demanded. That's something you need to keep an eye on. XRP falls, but if you looked at it today, it was already back up to 50 cents. XRP will never, ever break out until this lawsuit's over. And then after that, I expect the prices could go anywhere. I think what was the high? $1.94 before the lawsuit. I expect us to immediately rebound to this. If you understand what a stretched rubber band looks like, well, this is if you took 100 rubber bands and stretched it as far as it could. This thing is about to explode upward. Is the consensus. It's one of the few cryptos that actually has an incredible story, an incredible usage compared to many of the cryptos out there as far as speed and ability to move money. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see if we can't keep you updated, because it feels like we are very much on the verge of a final closeout of that lawsuit. I wanted to leave you with this. A lot of people don't realize what they say and what they do are two different things. For many years, the United States has said, "Ooh, crypto's bad. You know, it's horrible. That's what drug people use. That's what illicit activities are done that way." It's like, really? Maybe. But I think the U.S. dollar is used the same way. I mean, we send pallets of money to Afghanistan and Iran. So surely the U.S. dollar could be thrown into that conversation. But let's take a look at this. Someone didn't believe me the other day when I told them this. So you can look it up. I'm giving you the website. Coinpedia, countries with the highest Bitcoin holdings as of 2024. This was written April 3rd, 2024. How do governments acquire Bitcoin? A recent report showed that 2.69% of the total Bitcoin is owned by governments. So how do governments possess Bitcoin? Well, it can be done by seizing it from citizens as a legal consequence for a criminal activity. The governments intend to keep the information private about how much BTC they own and how they plan to use it. Very interesting, huh? So top countries, BTC in 2024. Look who's on the top of the list. The United States of America, according to Bitcoin Treasury, U.S. has accumulated approximately 215,000 Bitcoin, which is about 8.3 billion in value. Most of this collection is through law enforcement seizures. Since 2020, U.S. Bitcoin assets have been on the rise as the country enforces asset confiscation from individuals. Interesting. Is that really where they got it? How do you take Bitcoin from someone's wallet if you don't have the keys? I don't know. Or could it be that they're purchasing it and have purchased it? I mean, it sure sounds good when you say you're taking it from people who are doing bad things. But wouldn't it be okay to say that the United States is also accumulating some? I mean, after all, China is accumulating, United Kingdom, Germany. Look, China's number 2. They hold about 190,000 Bitcoin. And again, it was acquired after seized funds from the Plus Token Ponzi scheme were transferred to the government. Interesting. Again, the government taking Bitcoin from individuals, supposedly. How about United Kingdom as number 3? The UK have been on the top when it comes to holding and trading Bitcoin. The UK government currently has about 61,000, valued at about 4 billion. Again, they always keep saying because they confiscated it. The German government is 4th on the list with Bitcoin of about 50,000. Oh, look at that. Ukraine. The Ukraine government holds 46,351 Bitcoin. The authorities seized 1.5 million worth of crypto assets from Yuri Shagakal, a former government official. Interesting. El Salvador holds 5,690 Bitcoin as treasury. El Salvador first started buying Bitcoin in September 2020, and you might remember this. And as of February 2024, El Salvador's Bitcoin holdings are worth more than 397 million, indicating a profit of more than 40%. The president also saw that the country's main source of additional Bitcoin was a program run by his government that offers expedited citizenship to interested immigrants who make a BTC donation to the government of the country. Incredible. Interesting. Yeah, got a country here I've never heard of. Bhutan holds 621. They mine Bitcoin. Interesting. So they're mainly, Forbes states that the kingdom began mining Bitcoin in April 2019 when Bitcoin is valued at 5,000. Since then, Bitcoin skyrocketed. Wow, they did it the old-fashioned way. They actually went out and mined it. Venezuela government holds 240, pardon me, with over 10% of the population owning crypto. That's pretty cool. Finland, about 90. Georgia, that's actually the country, Georgia. The government of Georgia has 66. The possession of Bitcoin by countries can be called a way of asset accumulation for any crisis situation. Every year, nations are realizing the importance of cryptocurrencies and paying attention towards their adoption. Let's see what the rest of 2024 has in store for us. I wanted to show that because somebody didn't believe me that these countries that talk bad about Bitcoin and its usage and things like that, but yet they have it. Is the U.S. government going to hold on to it? I guess they're just going to hold on to it, for their own personal reasons. China for their own personal reasons. I just find it interesting. What they say and what they do are always two different things. There's always a narrative. I want you to leave the narrative out of it, why they accumulated it, how they have it, how they came about it, and just take it for a fact. The United States is the largest holder of countries when it comes to Bitcoin. I find that very interesting. Well, that's it for me today, everybody. My name is Rich Hanlin, and this has been Crypto Closers on June 19th, 2024. I hope you enjoyed this current information, a quick look at the today's news headlines as we await to see what Bitcoin's going to do. It's trying to rally back, which means that the altcoins are going to follow it. I believe that the Ethereum case was settled with the SEC. Interesting. In and out pretty quick. Nothing like when you work with the government and do what you're told. You get a little smack on the wrist and they send you right back out into the world. Those who choose to fight the SEC, God forbid that you would have a different opinion, because your lawsuit like XRP is going to last 3 to 4 years. But hey, that's almost over, and I take my hat off to XRP because they weren't going to be pushed around, lied about. They know what they have. And I think the governments know what they have. So there's a reason behind everything. Again, what they say and what they do are two different things. We'll keep an eye on that upcoming information and see if we can't keep you up to date on what's going on. So what's the takeaway for today? Dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Get ready for the ride of your life over the next 10 to 15 years. Stop trying to make $1 million overnight. Understand that getting rich is a mindset. It's a day-to-day progression. And all you've got to do is start dollar cost averaging that Starbucks money. Make your own coffee for a year and take every bit of that money and buy yourself a little bit of leverage and have some fun with it. It could be a generational transfer of wealth that maybe you can do for your family. And it all starts with just a little bit of action on your side. All right, everybody. My name is Crypto Rich. This is Crypto Closes. I hope you found this information up to date, and we'll see you on the next episode.